Okay, we're at 515 Corvina in Davenport, and I'm just going to go through a brief video to help you understand some of the challenges with the property so that you're prepared. One of the first things I noticed as I came here was that there's really not a lot of gutters controlling any water here. There's hardly any at all, so installing gutters should be a priority. Around the sides of the building, you've got a lot of erosion, which you can see here. Then that's from the water falling down and hitting here, and you can see parts of the foundation here exposed a little bit. So really need to do a better job controlling the water. That would be my first assessment. And next, as we kind of walk around, I think the exterior walls are looking like they're in really good condition as we just kind of scope and pan around a little bit. Looks like they've been maintained, which is a good thing. Again, you got some more erosion. You can see the ground wire here is exposed at the lanai. As we come around this side, we can see the grade here behind the lanai slopes downward towards the back. This is something that you may want to see about correcting. How you can correct it? Well, different schools of thought, different ways to do it. One way might be to install a retaining wall alongside of it, on this side of it right here, and maybe putting some rocks and gravel. That way you can get some stability here. You really don't want this to be draining this way for a long period of time. Over time it could affect the pool patio slab. On this side you got the same issue with the grade. Notice how the ground slope towards the building, that's something you want to get away from. And when you calculate the situation where you have no control of the water off the roof, and you can see the erosion also on this side of the building, so this combination on the east side needs to be improved. I also looked at the pool just to give you a quick heads up. The equipment seems to work as far as the pump and filter, control panel and so on, but this pool heater does not work. Repair or replacement will be the recommendation for that. And inside the pool, overall it looks like they've maintained it pretty well, but there is some serious discoloration at the pool surface, and at the pool walls where you can see it. It may be an indication that you would want to resurface this sooner rather than later. Coming around the other side here, the building back on the east side, you got two air conditioning units. One I was able to run, that's a 3-ton unit, and that one's working right now. And the second one is the 1.5-ton unit. I was not able to run that because the seller has a thermostat locked down and programmed where we're not able to operate it with the use of normal controls. So my recommendation is going to be several different ones, but one regarding the upstairs unit will be to have someone make that thermostat accessible so that the system can be turned on and off using normal controls to properly assess it. One note you're going to see on these air conditioning units is that these units are 15 years old and approaching the end of their life expectancy. That may play a part. You should be budgeting for replacing 2 air conditioning units in the near future. It's hard to predict that, but I would say definitely within the next 3 years. Main service disconnect location for your electrical is on this side of the building. I was able to access that and look at it, and I didn't really have any special notes about that. On this side of the building there is a loose ground wire. Here's a ground rod, here's a ground wire. See that bracket's loose right here? You just want to have that tightened up. It's important that these make good contact. This is your main shutoff valve on the outside of the garage wall, just so you know where that is. There's a water meter here at the southeast corner. There's a separate water meter for the irrigation, and that is located at the southwest corner. Coming around the front of the building, we had some water penetration here previously. I want to show you what's happened. Basically, the bottom of the door, the jambs sustained some wood rot. You see that? Okay, right here. You would think it might just be from rainwater, but as you scope upward and you scan this way, you see the water seems to have come from up top. It actually came from where this gutter is. They did repair it with roof cement to seal down some shingles behind the gutter. I think the leak occurs because an awful lot of water comes down off of that part of the roof, and it's hard to control it, and it backflowed into the soffit area. And as we come inside, you can actually see that the damage is present. Water staining here at the bottom at the trim to the left of the front door, and then if you look at the discoloration along the window as well. Okay, so this is one issue that you'll see. It looks like they did a temporary repair. I would have someone follow up on that because I think you're going to have to check on that at least once a year to make sure that that cement doesn't weather and those shingles don't get loose again. Damage at the ceilings that's been repaired. My assessment on that is that's probably from the air handler unit upstairs. Okay, as we walk around into the garage, both air handlers have had some condensation issues. You look at the water damage here. Now these things are dry right now and they're not wet. I guess they could become active over time if you run them during the summertime for extended use, which is something that you'll want to have checked when you're doing that to make sure that this is resolved. Going upstairs, back to the points on the ceiling, okay, what you see here, and then again also some discoloration in the kitchen. Coming up the stairs, it could have come from a variety of sources, but the one that seems obvious to us, at least for the dining room area, is the water damage that's here. This had leaked before, and although there's a float switch here, I don't know if it'll leak again or not. We didn't have the opportunity to run it. We would have checked extensively, ran it for a while to see, but this is locked. I'm not able to get in, and the thermostat is also programmed, does not allow you to elevate above 76 degrees, above 71 degrees for heat, or below 76 for cool. Here it's 73 degrees, we still can't get high enough to run the system. The leak above the kitchen probably came from the guest bathroom, somewhere in here. That's my assessment. I'm not sure where the leak came from, or there is a leak under the sink because of the faucet fixture, the aerator spraying the wrong way. Could have came from that if someone didn't realize it over time. Hard to say. But this overall is an assessment of basically what we're looking at. So my opinion is we need to have someone look at the roof where it's been repaired. We need the water damaged materials to be repaired or remediated. That could be done using a chemical kill or removal. We need the water damage to be evaluated at the air conditioning units. I would recommend remediating that water damage as well. Recognize that the air conditioning units are 15 years of age, so you need the budget for that. So is the water heater. So these are just some, this is just some information to help you analyze everything. So you're going to get a copy of the inspection report. You can take a look at that, and maybe some of the things we've shown you here on the video will prove helpful. All right, thank you for your business.